All right, so this quiz is all about the last questions, which is geometry. Okay, so we have here the Z, and they want to know what happened in between these two. These two are the alternate angles because they are in the Z in the creases. So if P is equal to Q, that's A. Here we have some bearings, so we just got to pick the picture that represents this information the best. A ship sailed 8 kilometers due east. That means this direction, due east. So from here, it went east 8 kilometers to B, then sailed north to C, which would have been 6 km. So you're just looking for the one that looks like this, 8 across, 6 up. 8 across, 6 up. So that will be C. In the polygon, I can't see what this is. A is equal to, I don't know, X degrees. In a polygon A, an angle A and B are supplementary. If angle A is supplementary, A and B supplementary, that means A plus B equal 180. And if A is equal to X, X plus B is equal to 180. So B is equal to 180 minus X. So that would be D. Okay, so we first did this diagram, y is equal to x, you guys know this. So if the line y is rotated anti-clockwise through 0, 90 degrees, it's gonna end up like this. And you all know that means y is equal to negative x, so the answer is A. All of these things we've done before. All right. Here we have a diameter. So this is an isosceles triangle. That means this angle is equal to this angle. But we know this angle is what? 90 degrees. So if this is 90, these two, we say 180 minus 90 is 90. And then we divide by 2 since these two are equal, so there's 45. So the answer is B. It says here, so this is an angle of depression. So something we should know that here is 35. So here is 35. So if Y is 12 meters from Z, Y, okay, that's the height. Then the base is, so this would be X. So it would be tan 35 because that's opposite and adjacent is equal to 12 over X. So X is equal to 12. Hang on. X is equal to 12 divided by tan 35. But because we don't have this, we got to look at another option. What is the angle here? The angle here is 90 minus 35. So minus 35 is what, 55? So that's 55. So that means, no, this is the opposite. So it's still tan. So it's a new equation. Pay attention because this does come a lot and people just get this wrong. So this is going to be tan X or tan 55, sorry. Because the angle we're using now is 55. Is equal to opposite, which is X over adjacent. That would be 12 now. Because remember, this is the angle we're using. So this is your opposite and this is your edge. So X is equal to, you multiply 12 times tan 55. So that's why the answer is D. All right, which of the trigonometry is equal to 4 over 8? So let's look at what 4 over 8 represents. So in this case, 8 is the height. So since 8, no matter what 8 is the height, 4 could be the opposite. So that would be sine x is equal to 4 over 8. So that's going to be A. Okay. Now we know angles at the center is twice angles at the circumference. So the one in the middle is bigger. So that's 50 times 2, which is 100, which is D. Same thing here. X and Y is equal because alternate angles, that's A. It said which sequence transform the map to the double one? Which sequence will transform this? So it will transform this to the double one. So this is obviously a enlargement centered at the origin, scale half, but that's not true because if that's the case, both of them would have had to be on the same side if this is the origin, if you see what I mean. So you see like how we usually draw the lines from the origin, that means the thing would be here. So that means it can't be just an enlargement by half. So it has to be something else. So let's see. This to this gives us a reflection in the y-axis. So let me see if there's that. Followed by enlargement. So you see these two on the same side. So you see why it could be an enlargement of half to the origin. So the answer is B. In which of the following diagrams, A is an image of A, which diagram shows a reflection in the x-axis? So the answer is D, because if this is A and then in the x-axis, so the answer is D. In a triangle A, we did this, and the angle B is 2, so that means all three must add up to 180. So you're gonna have 180 minus x plus 2x. So 180 minus 3x. So the answer is A. This is something similar to what we did before, but let's just make sure. The angle of depression is 35, if 12 meters, you see it's different because 12 was the height. No, 12 is not the height, 12 is the base. So now they want the height. So this would be our x now. So that means here is 35, right? So, because remember the z. So let's see if this works. Tan 35 is equal to opposite x over adjacent 12. So that means x is equal to multiply by 12 on both sides. So this question, it works. So this would be 12 tan 35. So this one is tan 12 35. Please note that you gotta be careful. You gotta pay attention to where the angle is and what size they're asking for. All right, let's look at this one. 4 over 8, we can't assume it's the same thing. So let's see. 8 is a height. So height 4 is the opposite. So that would be tan, not tan, sine x, because sine x is opposite over adjacent, opposite over hypotenuse. So the answer for this would be sine x, which is A. Under the translation, so first of all, we got to rewrite this. So -3, -2, 3 is moved to -5, 3. So that means there's 0 movement in the y, but there is a -3 movement in the x because it gone more to the thing, more to the left for it to be more negative. So it's -3, 0. Oh, I read that wrong. I'm so sorry, guys. This is the translation here. the image of this. So that means we just got to move this based on that. So this is going to become -7, and this will become 6 because you're adding it, right? So -6, -7, 6. So that would be C. Yeah. What kind of transformation is this? This is obviously our reflection B. Which of the following polygons is the sum measure of the interior angles equal to the sum of the measure of the exterior angles? So the sum of the exterior angles is 360. So what shape is the interior angles 360? That would be quadrilateral B. But just remember the sum of the external angles. Let me just give you all this quickly. The sum of the external angles add up to 360. So if you want 1, you divide it by n, where n is the number of sides. So for a triangle, triangle, it would be 360 divided by 3. That will give you the external angle, right? The sum of the internal angles have a formula, which is 180 and minus 2. So all of this you have already. So this is just two formulas. Internal angles, external angle is 360. All right, so there we go. So this line, what is the image of this line when it is rotated anti-clockwise around the origin, 90 degrees? So that means this is going to end up here and this is going to end up here. So this is just now the y is equal to x line. So this is just D. So if you move this, if you turn it, if you twist it going this way, this is going to end up coming down here and this is going to come up, which is going to give you the line like a diagonal. So that's why the answer is y is equal to x. All right. So we have here translation, this and this. So this is obviously a translation here. What's the movement? Look at A. So what is this? This is what, -3. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's +5. And then it goes down. It goes down how much? 1, 2, 3. So +5, -3, the answer is C. Oh, I did it the wrong way. This is the A and this is the B. So it's this way. So it's -5 up +3. So the answer is A. So it's a good thing I checked because, yeah. In the triangles, da, 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 da. So it asks for the length of AC, which is this. So this is the height. This is the edge. So that's cos. Cos 30 is equal to x over 40. So x is equal to 40 cos 30. 40 cos 30, which is C. A. Where did I get 60 from? 40 cos. Oh, but there's no 40 cos 30. Okay. Oh my God, it's a good thing I checked this. There's no 40 cos 30, so you got to look for something else. You got to use a different angle. So anytime that happens, you use a different angle. So if this is 30, this is 90, up here is 60. Because if you say 180 minus 30 plus this, that's 120, 120 from 180, 60. So now we got to try again. So over here is x. So x would be what? Opposite. So what is the opposite and the thing is sine? So sine 60 is equal to x over 40. So x is equal to times 40 on both sides. So 40 sin 60. Let me see if that's an option. 40 sin 60, that's why the answer is A. So this one is an indirect question. So note that that's what you do. You use the next angle to find your answer if the answer that you did is not available. So this is the original. This is what happens after. So this is an enlargement of 2. So it asks for what is the scale factor? Scale factor is +2 because it's on the same side. If it was on the opposite side, it would be -2. It's on the same side, so it's positive 2, and it getting bigger, so it's positive 2. It's not a half. So the answer is C. A plane is flying in a direction of 45 degrees and changes. This is a bearing. So not lane. So the plane is flying this way, but this is 0, 4, 5, and changes in a clockwise motion to the direction of 135. 135 would be what? Like here. The angle through which the plane turns. This is a reading comprehension question. So a plane is, oh, you subtracted 2. Yeah, 90. Because if it was going 45 all the time and end up at 135, the change, it says the change and changes. Remember, changing is how much more it moved. So you just subtracted 2. Yeah, that's what I was saying. This is an English question. So you subtracted 2 to get your 90 degrees. All right. If an angle P form 2 equal sides is isosceles, right? So let me just write this down quickly. Something you gotta draw these things out. So that's the 2 equal sides, and this is P. So that means these 2 sides here is the equal sides. What is the size of this? So together, you would have to say 180, 180 minus the 2 twins. See that? Because if here I use A, but I could have used X. So you multiply the 2 X's by 2, and you subtract it from 80, that can give you the answer. So the answer here is D. Oh no, I read that wrong. Sorry guys, I'm a little tired from doing these videos back to back, sorry. They say P is X, sorry. So if P is X, to find A, these two, you say 180, you minus P, or you minus X, and then you divide, because these are the ones they want. Then you divide that by 2. That's why the answer is C. This one here. Okay. If the sum of the interior angles of a polygon is 4 right angles is 360. Whatever polygon is a quadrilateral, because 360. The following diagram, this looks familiar. Have we done this before? So this is height. This is height. This is height. What are you doing now? So this is height. And they say, well, 4. This is up, depending on if you're using X. So sine X. Make sure sine X. Then if sine X wasn't there, you would have had to use Y and figure out what I is. So the answer is A here. Then we have this isosceles. So this one is the one our Tati was asking for before. So because this is, all of them add up to 180, so it can be 180 minus 2 times 30. So 180 minus 60 is 120. So X is 120. That's C. This is called congruent triangles. That means they have the same property, same angles, right? So here, what do you notice? This get half. So if this is 6, this is 3. All the angles are the same. So that means what is half of 7? Half of 7 is 3.5. So your answer is C, 3.5. So looking at the original, so they want to know what is the transformation, the translation. So 2 gone to 4. So that's definitely a 2 on the X, and it gone up to 1. So that's 2, 1. So your answer is A. Same thing here. Original image, object image. So it get bigger by 2. It's on the same side, so it's positive 2. If it was on the other side of the center, it would have been negative 2, by the way. So the answer is D. I think we did this one already too. Okay, so let's see what they want to find. They want to find the distance, FG. So this would be our X. You put X here. No, remember this is 30, so we gotta see which one gonna work. If we use 30, that would be 25 over X tan 30. So X is equal to 25 divided by tan 30. Okay, that works. So the answer is A. So this drawing, lots of drama here, by oof. An estimate of the height of the building can be obtained. So what we have here is 12. This is X. So we're going to find this distance here, X, which would be 10. 40 is equal to X over 12. So X is equal to 12 tan 40. But that's just this half. We got to add the second half. It was the second half, 0.16. So you get tan 12 tan 40 plus 1.6. That was what A. The answer is A. All right, so that's it for all of the questions.